With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Now, Charles, you and I, we've done a lot of games together. Always seems like we're rehashing the same storylines. Turnovers, of course, always a big story. Quarterback play, running backs, yada, yada, yada. But getting ready for this one word kept coming to mind, and that's preparation.
Well, it's critical to be prepared physically, mentally. When you think about getting ready for an NFL game, you have to wonder, what will they throw at us that maybe we haven't seen before? 2-minute drill, maybe different things like that. Got to be prepared. You're exactly right.
And we are underway here in Las Vegas. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Quickly to the air is Wilson. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. 23 yards on the play. And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. On first down, Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical it would be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
From the 21, here's a 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. He's got Harris running the slant, and they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so, and gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped.
And he's going to go down, sacked right around the 17. Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback. So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13. Here's Wilson. Throw left side, going to be taken in by Harris. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll set up to run the quarterback draw. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean or else just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach...
And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Ken Walker punching it in from a yard away. And the Chiefs are on the board first here in Vegas.
It's not often you talk about statement drives coming right at the start of the game, but that was some statement there. That drive took them the length of the field, and as I look at the clock, ate up nearly the entire first quarter as well. Great work up front, clearing space. and an ideal finish on the touchdown run.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
They go play action with Jackson. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now it's the fullback. Now the ball comes loose. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
He doesn't give many opportunities to carry it, so he's got to maximize. In this case, after dropping it like that, I think his number is going to go way down. What do you think?
Yeah, and sometimes those fullbacks, let's just be frank, they usually don't have the hands that the running back does.
And it's hard.
And now off to the races, down the right side, down to the 10, and all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Kadarius Toney, 57 yards. And the Chiefs are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Yeah, that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
One thing I have learned, receivers don't mind high throws so much to the sideline, but do that over the middle to them. And not only are the DBs going to throw a little verbal trash their way, when they get back to the huddle, they're going to have a few words to say to their QB, aren't they?
Yeah, hung out to dry a little bit there on the high throw. Luckily fell in. Thrown across the field, and that will easily be intercepted. He may go.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. Look at this, a tight end carry. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. A touchdown run there from a yard out. And the Chiefs have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. Flush to his right. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Jackson. Flushed out right. Now he's going to go deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
Evident there that he learned his lesson from the last drive. No way he was going to force a throw that time. When nothing broke open, kept it, and ended up running for a 1st down himself.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now Jackson. And this is going to be hauled in by the tight end Andrews. Touchdown, Falcons. Mark Andrews, 40 yards. And the Falcons get a bit closer.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And they'll cut the lead to 21-7. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taken at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive, as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go here before intermission. And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Now Wilson. This ball deep for Tony. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
On third down, Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up fourth down.
That might be the third down stop that they needed because they've had a lot of trouble slowing down this offense in the first half. This might be their opportunity to get off the field.
They're going on fourth down. It's Wilson. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. From midfield now, here's Wilson. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. Touchdown! Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Chiefs will extend their lead here just before halftime.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this. And he'll just burrow his way back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. And unless this is a quick incompletion, this is likely the last play here of this first half. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson on the move to his left. Oh, and that is incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It'll be Falcons football, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance. There he goes, right side. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Falcons. Mark Andrews with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
3rd quarter from Southern Nevada. Here's a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Escapes the sack. Escaping the Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the foul. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And this is going to be brought back. It's a scoop and score for the Falcon TD. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And you know that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point. He's got it, and they're back within a touchdown at 28-21. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded right at the goal line. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. And their lead cut in half by that touchdown a moment ago. They are up 7 as they begin this drive, 1st and 10. Aaron Donald with a sack. He found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up.
And pressure coming, and they got him once again. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time.
So, Brandon, we sat in with a lot of coaches, and when they talk about things they want to accomplish offensively, I'm not sure that sack and sack are on their play sheet.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down again. Aaron Donald. The offensive line is in tatters as that's now 3 sacks in 3 plays. And keep in mind, in addition to the 2 sacks that he now has, he's also had a couple of quarterback hurries. He's been very disruptive.
To put it mildly, and it reminds me of the time I asked an offensive tackle who struggled like this in a game. He said he was telling the coach, hey, what do you want me to do? This guy's just eating me alive. And the coach finally just looked at him and said, applaud.
That's a 49-yard punt, 8, though, on the return. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. Now the fullback, Juszczyk. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
The end result was brute force on brute force. But think about everything that's going on if you're playing defensive tackle. You're dealing with at least one blocker across from you, trying to deal with him, shed him, and maybe even a second one before you have to try and make the tackle on the big guy.
And he's taken down inside the 30. Allen's first catch. Good for a 1st down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him? Either fellow receivers or offensive linemen. That makes that play a really nice timing play. And sometimes it can break big.
To about the 26 here.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level.
Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line. So here's a 3rd and 14. In motion, Gesicki. They go play action now. Jackson. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Brian Burns picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Back now in Las Vegas. Welcome back, everybody. 3 quarters have come and gone. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Chiefs' defense comes up with a stop. The Chiefs' offense about set to begin this drive. Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Now Wilson changing the play. They go play action here on 1st down. Looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. Another big play as they get 28 out of that one.
And these guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now a give. Running left is Harris. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. This will be caught at about the 6. This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down. They'll try and throw for him with Wilson. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Andy Reid went for it, but it won't pan out. And the Falcons' defense stands tall. They'll get the football back. Here's 1st and 10. Play action. It's Jackson. Open man, that's Gesicki down the field. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. Jackson on 1st down. And oh, that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
And he's going to get out of bounds with the 1st down, so that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the 1st and save a timeout. Throwing, Jackson. This is caught inside the 15.
Yes, down by a touchdown. They needed a big play here quickly, and they got one. And now, plenty of time. No need to panic, but you do need to move quickly.
Here's 1st and goal. They'll try and power it in with Juszczyk. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line.
A good solid game there on 1st down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Pollard. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Well, just a gigantic play here of both sides. This is 3rd and inches. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. This is 1st and 10. Now Wilson. He's got to complete to Waddle. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. This is where, of course, it's good to have a veteran quarterback under center.
You would just be able to put on one of those blood pressure clips, and nothing would be different for him. He's done it many times before, expects to get it accomplished again.
2 timeouts still in their back pocket. It's 1st and 10. Here's Wilson. Flush to his right. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Rashawn Gary able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Well, they'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Throwing now is Wilson. They'll let this go deep for Waddle. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
Jackson to throw. Oh, looking for Andrews downfield. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. And we need overtime to decide this one after 4 quarters of play. We're all even. The extra session in a moment. This is the NFL on EA Sports. So 4 quarters couldn't decide it, and it'll be the Chiefs who get the football first in this overtime session. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone
oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey. He may go. And he takes this one back in.